So,
True.
welcome to Social D Theater.
Thank you. Thank you for this invite. It's very cool.
Well, no, I was so, again, this COVID-19 is keeping us all, in lockdown.
Yeah.
So, my mind, especially theaters across the country, are dark. The artistic community, people don't realize has been hit very hard by this. I mean, Broadway is dark, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah. So
Yeah.
when this whole thing happened, first of all, I want to welcome Chisa Hutchinson to Social D Theater with Hassan El-Amin. Chisa and I are also we're colleagues. We both
Yeah.
teach on the
Colleagues.
campus of the University of Delaware. But Chisa is this amazing, gifted, talented writer.
Ah,
Good
go
morning,
on.
Chisa. How are
Wait,
you?
wait, wait. Go
Give me more. Give me more.
on.
How you doing?
Okay, like I'm a writer, so it's a little different for someone like me, um, because like a good, I'll say 70% of my craft I can do at home in my pajamas. So it's really not much has changed for me in terms of like the work that I'm expected to do.
Yeah.
um, so I'm very fortunate in that way. So I've really just been home chilling, and getting a lot of writing done, and also teaching my classes online. So I'm teaching screenwriting and then writing that pays the rent this year. um, yeah, so really not much has changed in the way of workload.
I had wondered about that for you as a writer with if the I don't know if outside influences of something like a COVID-19 some way kind of permeates your spirit in the realms of when you're doing your writing and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It does because, it's not like I'm over here writing novels, I'm writing scripts, which are they're just blueprints really for the more, for the product, for the actual collaboration, to other people to come around and bring to life, right? So I feel a little like I've been writing in a vacuum, and writing without really being able to see the collaboration light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Um, I've had two productions postponed so far. I was supposed to be in rehearsals for one right now. Actually, I was supposed to be in Houston right now rehearsing a play with Alley Theater, but that's postponed till the fall. And then I had another production at Contemporary American Theater Festival in West Virginia, which I was really, really looking forward to. And that's being postponed till next summer. So, I mean, in that sense, I said I think 70% of my craft is, home in my pajamas, but the other 30% is like really fulfilling and enjoyable and sort of the point of my writing. So while I am still able to write, I'm really missing being in the room with people.
Yeah.
And that does erode your spirit as an artist,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. That's part of the reason why I wanted to reach out to people across the country because it keeps me fulfilled in the way that right now there's an emptiness to it.
Yeah,
When this thing hit, we were on stage during the Crucible.
man, yeah. I know that broke Sandy's heart, man, having to send that email out. Um, yeah, there are so many wonderful people, man, in our
No.
in our industry, and it just hurts me to it really hurts to particularly like actors who, you know, are actually like really required to be in the room in order to get paid, so there are a lot of people, and directors the same thing. I've been like trying to connect actors and directors and other folks who have lost out on gigs. I've been trying to connect them with resources online. So like, if there are writers who are suddenly like not being paid for productions that they thought they had,
Hmm.
I'm like, hey, go to the Dramatist Guild Foundation and like check out the emergency fund, right? The same with actors, the Actors Guild, the Actors Equity,
Yes.
there's the Actors Fund, there's I think Directors SDC, has emergency funds. Like all of the organizations, or the unions and the guilds have resources available for artists who are struggling under these conditions.
Right.
So I've really been, and then also just trying to connect people who are like just regular people who are like, I'm actually okay financially. If anybody needs me to pay their light bill this month, I'm game.
Right. That's down. That's down.
Just trying to be useful, just trying to stay useful, and just trying to keep my fam afloat, keep my artist fam from sinking.
Right. Right. This too will pass. We just don't know when it's going to pass. So, creatively, I mean, you're kind of all over the place. So you're teaching,
Yeah.
creative writing. You've got plays on stage, television, film. What are some of the projects you have coming, or that were in the moment of being done and produced around the country?
Yeah, well, I mentioned those two that got postponed,
Yeah.
right? So that's a disappointment, but at least they have both committed. They're like,
Okay.
no, we're still committed to putting this on as soon as the dust settles. We're moving ahead with this, and
Good.
we've actually been having like, designer meetings and things still via Zoom, and that's been encouraging and exciting.
Yeah. So the process is still moving forward.
Yeah, it's like glacial. It's slow,
Slow motion.
like inchworm
Yeah.
moving.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
but things are still happening, and ideas are still being hatched, and that's cool. I'm also writing. I'm working on a screenplay right now for Disney. It's an adaptation of Oliver Twist.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like an urban adaptation. Because they wanted me to put my Black girl magic on it. So.
Exactly.
So bigger, blacker, better,
Yeah.
So I'm doing that, and I turned in my first draft of that script finally after like months of tweaking the outline. And I had my note session last night via the telephone.
Yeah.
So that's a thing that's still happening. I'm also writing a book right now.
Oh.
It's a nonfiction book. It's a humor book called 101 Reasons to Not Breed. um, and it's supposed to, it's to defend the childless among us, because we get a bad rap, man. We get a bad rap. But we're all too busy cleaning up other people's reproductive messes. So, don't hate on us. And the book is basically, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it sounds like. 101 reasons to not go through with having kids, right? So yeah, that's coming along. And in the meantime, I told my manager about it. And she was like, that would make a great TV series, actually. Yeah, I put together a treatment for that, and I'll be pitching it next week. I have 8 so far, 8 pitches scheduled for next week. So I'm gonna be zooming my ass off next week.
You busy in the house.
Yeah, it's busy, man. It's busy. I stay working.
Let me ask you, as a writer, because you are in all these different mediums, film, television, theater, is it just as a writer you want to write and wherever it lands, or do you have a specific target? You know what I'm saying? Is it, I'm going to do this, it's going to be theater, I want to do films, or I really want to have a television series as a writer, or is that I just write and where it lands, it lands?
It depends on the idea. Like the idea comes first, right? And if there's a particular theme, like I was thinking like, man, I'm just so tired of being treated like a second-class citizen for not having kids. Man, I could write a book on like all the, so I was like, yeah, that needs to be a book. Like I couldn't really, like, it didn't come to me as a play. Even though I consider myself a playwright primarily, that idea it just didn't fit. Like it,
Okay.
And it took someone else reading it to go, I think this could be good for TV, right? And then I had to sort of think my way around it and sort of reconfigure or build a narrative.
Yes.
Around the ideas, but it didn't come to me as a dramatic piece. It just sort of was, humor.
So it shows up for you in a certain way, and then it lives there where the idea has initiated it.
Yeah. Yeah, it just depends on the content. It just depends on what I'm what message I'm trying to communicate, or like uh, what themes I want to explore, and what medium suits them, I think, best.
So let me ask you this, within the realms of your career, within the realms of your gift, when you look at it, like when it initially happened to where you are now, the growth, the development, wherever the stage you are, how do you feel about personally when you look over your life, the journey that you've taken? How are you with where you are?
And you know what? Thank you for asking this question, because it's so easy to get caught up in all the things that you haven't accomplished yet,
Hmm.
or like, or you see, oh, friends who are like getting these wonderful opportunities and making X amount of dollars and buying this big old house and whatever all, and you're thinking, man, I gotta catch up, right? But then I'm like, man, like if like 12-year-old me had no idea this was coming, right? Like 12-year-old me who was just excited to get the new vocabulary list because words, right? Like I just loved words. I just loved words. And it didn't occur to me that like I could actually build a life out of words. I just enjoyed them. I just, and I really want to, so that I think I need to hold on to that while I move forward. But yeah, looking back, I'm like, wow, I guess I have come a long way, right? Like my last day job, I was sitting in a cubicle writing, advertising copy for like elastic waistband pants and apartment homes. So yeah, like I'm feeling pretty lucky, pretty grateful to be able to do what I like to do and have people value it enough to, pay me. I'm not wealthy by any stretch, but enough money to like get put a down payment on a house, or
Hmm.
and to be able to feed myself when I need.
Hmm.
Um,
Or
which
be willing to pay somebody's light bill during the time of COVID
Or
19.
to be willing to pay somebody's light bill. Exactly,
Yes,
right. So
yes.
there's that too. And I've definitely maybe maybe been a little too generous lately, because now I'm like, oh shit, I gotta pay my own light bill. um but yeah, I'm very lucky that way, and I do feel like I've come a long way. But I hope that I never forget that what the root of it all, which is just I love words. you know, I
Yeah.
love,
Now, are you doing something with the Penumbra Theater?
oh, Penumbra, yeah. So they're doing. So this is I haven't heard from them.
Lou Bellamy. Lou
I,
Bellamy.
I think I haven't heard from them, but they are taking the. We're basically transferring the production of a play called Dead and Breathing
Uh-huh.
that got done at the National Black Theater up in Harlem. So they basically are like picking that production up and like transplanting it,
Okay.
into their theater space there. I'm really excited about that, and but that's not till late. That's late fall, so
Okay.
that even comes after my first postponed show.
Okay. So that's down the line then.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited about that, man. I love Minneapolis has it's kind of a special place. I dig it there. I dig the scene, and yeah, I hope I actually get to go out there for that one.
Yeah,
It's
it's an
gonna be
artsy town. I spent some time there. I loved it. I worked at Penumbra Theater. Lou Bellamy. It's where I first met August Wilson. Was in St.
oh
Paul, Minnesota. Yeah, so he comes out of that whole thing in there. So I was like, Jesus going to Penumbra Theater. I was like, oh, that should be exciting. Now, don't you have some film?
I don't even know how are they advertising this, because I haven't heard any.
I saw it on their listing because
Oh
I was
shoot, I need to go find it then.
yeah. So that's how I saw it. I was like, oh, Chisa going to Penumbra Theater.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all Jonathan McCrory, man. He's out there doing the thing. He's out there
Good,
doing.
good. So you keeping yourself busy during this time. There's a lot of stuff seems like that's on the horizon for you. Stuff that have in the mix that's going to happen. Now, I had the pleasure of doing From the Author Of.
Yeah.
Yes, that you wrote, I think specifically for our company. I want to.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of life did that went on to have a life somewhere else, right?
I think it was where did it get done? I don't even know. I know somebody was interested in doing it. I'm not sure if they actually went through with it though.
Okay.
Some theater companies, particular like especially ones that are not in New York, like are a lot better at dealing, or more, I'll say they're accustomed to dealing with dead playwrights. So they don't really think to like reach out or like include the playwright in anything really, they're yeah, which is a little weird. I'm like, no, I'm alive, I'm over here, hi. Call me if you need me. But yeah, I think maybe one other theater company did something with it. I know Di, she sent it to a couple of places.
Okay.
But yeah,
Now
I
you have
can't.
a Lifetime movie on Sojourner Truth. Is that true too?
Oh yeah, well, I wrote the script.
Ah, okay.
Who knows if they're ever actually gonna do anything with it? I was like, look, if they knew what was good for them, they would have done it before Harriet came out, or like right after Harriet came out.
Yeah. There was a lot of momentum at that time.
There
Absolutely.
was a lot of momentum at that time, and I'm like, Lifetime, you missed out. You missed
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. They did. That was my first like real professional screenwriting gig,
Oh, nice.
actually. And it was really cool. I got to work with Stephanie Allain, who is like a wonderful producer. She's just such a lovely human being, and really great to work with. Like she's smart, like she gives such smart notes on things that like really land with me. Like she just knows how to speak to me so that
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't take offense. I'm like, yeah, that's the thing that's going to make this script better. She just has that language. Her brain. I
Nice.
love her. Anyway, so she asked if I would be interested in working with Lifetime to develop a script about Sojourner Truth. That's what they said at first.
Ah.
Yes, this is a script about Sojourner Truth. And I was like, bet, yes, I will write that. And I outlined it, went through the whole process, wrote that script, gave it to them. They read it. They were like, this is great. Now we want something completely different, though. So can you make it more like an ensemble movie, like about Sojourner Truth? Yeah, sure. But also with like some Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony and
Mm,
yeah, right? So
mm.
I was like, yeah, all right, I can do that too, I guess. Stephanie's so funny. She's like, yeah, girl, basically they want Girls Trip, the suffragette edition. And I was like, okay, okay,
Flip
I
the
got it.
script completely then.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
So,
they did.
I guess, I don't know if they just don't have faith that a Black woman can carry a film with their audience. And, I mean, I guess they would know their audience better than anyone else. So, um, but yeah, I mean, it was a little disheartening that they didn't do anything with it. And it does seem like a bit of a missed opportunity
Absolutely.
on their part. But
That leads me to another question. You being this beautiful Black woman in this industry, and sometimes I wonder, are the roadblocks of non-inclusion, because I don't want to use the word, we know that the obstacles are out there. So within the realms of you,
they
especially having
are.
success, are those encounters for you sometimes?
Yeah, those, and it's hard to even speak to those because you never know why you're getting rejected for a particular opportunity, or like why something is not being extended to you. That's like you don't notice the absence of a thing often. It's like, I don't know, cigarette smoke, you don't notice the absence of cigarette smoke, right? You only notice when it's in your face, and like, so it's hard to say like what I'm not getting because I'm Black or because I'm a woman or
Yeah.
whatever. Tell you what, I think I missed the memo that I couldn't like do things because I'm a woman, you know. I think it's a little black, like it's a little different in the Black community because I don't know, Black women, but like we hold it down in our community, you know. So like we don't really have the same hangups, I think, or like the same. But I think part of that is because like we have yet to be acknowledged as women, period, right? As Black women. So, you know, for the most part, the world is just like, oh, Black, right? That's so if I experience any discrimination, it's probably on the basis of my being Black, right? Um, I try to, as much as I can, you know, if people aren't going to let me in the front door, I'll go around back, I'll climb through the window, I'll climb down the chimney, right? I will create an opportunity for myself
Yeah.
and for others like me because it's, nobody's just going to hand you something, you know?
Got to go in.
You got to make a little noise. You got to, so like, for example, like, you know, one of the stories I like to tell is I have a play called Somebody's Daughter that is a mostly Asian cast. It requires 3 Asian women, 1 Asian man, a Black man, and there's like only one role for a white guy. Oh God, right? That nobody's doing this play, right? So I think it was like the 5th reading of this play because everybody likes the story, but like, you know, nobody's producing it. And I'm like, okay. I said, I bet if I had somebody really badass like Lucy Liu attached to this play, it would get done in a heartbeat, right? So one day I just Googled Lucy Liu agent and like popped Lucy Liu's agent's information. And I was like, okay, I just sent her a little email. I sent her an email being like, hey there, Lucy Liu's agent. I have a play that I think would be really, really great for Lucy Liu and you should read it. And within 10 minutes of that, me sending that email, she said, you know what? Yeah, send that along. I think Lucy would love to do a play between shootings for elementary, right? And I was like, okay. So I sent the play. She read it by the end of the day and was like, this is great. Lucy would probably love the lead in this. Are they doing it anywhere? And I was like, yeah, not yet, but give me a minute,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So naturally then I'm like sending out emails being like, so hey, listen, and you know, to artistic directors that like I'm not tight with because I haven't like worked with them,
Yes.
but like maybe my mentor introduced me to them at some point and I, you know, so I was sort of like, hey there, remember we met because, you know, Lynn Nottage brought you to my play and blah, 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 whatever, right? So sending emails being like, so listen, if I had like, say, I don't know, someone like Lucy Liu interested in this play, would you want to read it? And people were responding. I got responses from two big theaters, big off-Broadway theater companies in New York, and then it wound up getting done at Second Stage. And we had Lucy Liu. We were so close. We were this close. We did 2 readings with her. She's, first of all, like just a beautiful person. Like she's also a lovely human, you know, and was so perfect in the role. She was so great. And then right as she was about to sign the contract, she got offered a directing gig with Netflix. And I was like, man. She's like, I'm so sorry. I've always wanted to direct. I was like, I can't even be mad at you right now, Lucy Liu.
Right.
So Lucy Liu owes me a favor. I have her email address.
There it is.
But yeah, that the play wound up getting produced anyway, and I had a really great cast. We actually wound up casting Gina Yee in that, and she was amazing.
There you go.
But that's what it took, was me being like, you know what, like nobody's gonna do this but me. Like nobody's gonna advocate for this. No one's gonna try to think of no one's gonna strategize like I'm strategizing, you know.
Part of that Black girl magic and initiative.
That's Black girl magic. You just make it you just take what you got, you know, and
you make it happen.
You make it happen because yeah, I'm sure there are plenty of obstacles out there, but I'm not even thinking about y'all.
There you go.
I'm over here. You can block that road. I'm gonna be over there.
Thing you said about the 12-year-old girl who just liked words, and look where that 12-year-old girl is now, just on the journey of her life. So that's a wonderful thing. I have to also say,
Making demands, damn it, in a very non-threatening way.
there you go. I have in my Black History Live on stage, I have a young lady who speaks so highly of you.
Oh, me?
Olivia?
Olivia Nimbrin! Yeah, yeah, that's my girl.
Yes, yes.
I love her. I always get her confused with who's her friend? They're like two peas in a pod.
Don't ask me.
Nimala.
Okay. I don't have Nimala, but I have
Always get
Olivia in
them
my
confused.
class. And she's talking about her writing. She's talking about the influence of you and what you've done for her and how you've motivated her. She's working on a Netflix series. I mean, she's doing all kind of things. And she's like, no, Chisa this and Chisa that. And Chisa has done this for me. So I say all that to say that the impact that you're having, obviously with some of the students, it is resonating strong and powerful. So yeah. So as giving back, as being motivating, and even I've even told her she needs to reach out to you more because she's getting ready to graduate. You know, she's on her way out. So I want to thank you and let you know that you are paying it forward in a very strong and powerful way.
Thank you.
Chisa, I thank you so much for taking out this time to spend a few minutes with Hassan El-Amin and friends on Social D Theater. I love you. I love you. I appreciate your spirit, and I appreciate you being here for me today. I really do.
Love you back, man, and thank you for this. It's very cool that you're like just trying to keep us all together, just keep us keep us connected, keep us sane, and keep us thinking about the work.
That's right. Because this too will pass, and we'll be back on the stage and down the line. I know, because God, that's the way God works it out. I'll be doing another one of Chisa's plays. Ain't no doubt about it. Or I might be on television, or I might be on in a film. Who knows?
Yep.
All right, darling. Love you. Thank you so much.
Love you too.
All right. Bye-bye.